Well, hello. Welcome to Bales Hay Farm and Ranch. I'm Trevor Bales. We're farmers in Arizona. I am more on the retail side, so what's unique about our farm, we make hay and then we sell it by the bale. So I have a lot of customers, probably in the several hundred range. So that's one unique thing about our farm. Two, my last name is Bales, and we bale hay. I mostly run the squeeze anymore, but we still bale hay. Anyways, welcome to the show. I have two awesome sponsors, Forney and Fluidall. Forney makes great welding products. I've got a welder and a plasma cutter, and I never get to use them, but my shop does. Then Fluidall, I've got awesome oil containment systems from those guys. We use them every day. All right, let's get into some fun. We're making hay. So this is another type of bale. My dad used to do a lot of this baling, not me. Cotton bales. So my dad used to grow a lot of cotton. Back when he grew cotton, my grandpa grew cotton, my dad grew cotton. Back when they grew cotton, they had 2, 4, and 6 row pickers. I think they mostly had 2 and 4. And they would use module builders, which a module builder was a big rectangle like a brick, a giant brick, and the cotton picker would dump the cotton into it, and the hydraulics would move the length of the brick essentially, and then push down and squish the cotton down to make these giant. It's almost like a loaf of cotton, these big cotton loaves. Those were called modules. And then they would go to a cotton gin and be cleaned and put into a bale of cotton. Now they have these super fancy cotton pickers that make round bales of cotton. So I should get back into the cotton growing deal. Then I can bale hay and bale cotton while my last name is Bales. But I'm not going to. This is the third year we've never had cotton. We've always had cotton in the past. My dad loves growing cotton. My grandpa loved growing cotton. I've personally, growing cotton for me is very easy. I call my neighbor Todd Rovey, and he plants it. And then I call another neighbor, and he sprays it, defoliates it. And then I call Todd again, and then he picks it. So to me, growing cotton's like the easiest thing. All we do is irrigate it. But my dad used to plant it. We own a cotton picker. We don't use it. My dad used to plant it. I mean, he did everything. He owned the pickers. He did it all. But as the cotton market fell, and we got into cattle and alfalfa, they stopped growing the cotton. We'll stop the cattle before the cotton. So anyways, we just haven't done cotton in a large scale for 20 years now. So a friend of mine, Todd Rovey, a very large ag family here in Buckeye, they're all over the valley. They've got this awesome picker, and he's been so nice to let me ride along with him. But before we get in there, let's check out this. I've actually never walked up and touched a round bale before, but it's plastic. It's not net. One cool thing is they use the hay. They don't always. They'll use a hay squeeze to put these on a set of hay doubles. So if your trucks are slow in the winter, you can actually haul cotton. They'll haul 8 stacks, just like 8 stacks of or 8 bales, just like we haul 8 stacks of 64. Here's the cotton. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about cotton. This cotton's had 2 or 3 rains on it now, so it's not picking really well. I mean, that just barely came off. They'll probably root this cotton, which a root comes in after they pick it, and then it picks up all the leftover or the left behind cotton, especially on the ground. But with the 2 rains on it, a good friend of mine, Jim, over at the Field Rose YouTube, he talks about cotton. He grows a lot more cotton, and he knows a lot more. But Todd can tell us a lot about it as well. He knows a lot about cotton. But after it gets a rain on it, it leaves these tags behind. It just stays in there. For some reason, it doesn't come out as easy, and that really hurts the yield for the farmer. I don't know why these bowls have not opened yet. These are called bowls. This one's started to, but never ever finished. Maybe it will. I don't know. These are all questions we can ask Todd. He'll give us the best answer. I even brought my drone, so we get some good drone footage. Ooh, I gotta turn my pickup back on so it charges. These bales are approximately 5,000 pounds. He said if there's more moisture, he could make them heavier, but they've been fluctuating between 48 and 5,200 pounds, which I didn't realize they got this heavy, but that's heavy. I say it doesn't look like this field is picking very well. There's a lot of bales. I imagine it's picking really well, but if they didn't have that rain, those last couple rains, I bet it'd be better. And what's nice for us, because of our unique climate, when we do flood irrigate and control our water, a really good field will pick 6 bale cotton. And if you know anything about cotton, which I just know like enough to just barely know anything, that's really, really, really good. But when you have rain like this, a couple rains that mess things up, it will lower that. But my father-in-law, I think he even had some stuff do like 7 or close to it or something. But it's parts of the field. Like, it's hard to get an entire field to pick that. But we'll get a big section or a lot of it that does it. Whoa! He's got his little boy with him. Hi, Todd.
Hi.
Everybody, this is Todd. We've actually done a video in the past, and the sound did not come through at all. So this is your first time seeing Todd.
So today, we're going to be making bales, but they're special bales, obviously.
They're special?
They're going to be rounded, and then they're going to be square.
And then they're going to go square. Mine are just always square, right?
Right.
Who is this, your driver? Your training?
This is my helper.
Well, introduce us.
Maybe in 20 years. This is Todd Rovey. This is my brother Dean's son. How old are you, Cutter? 7.
7.
Yep. He was right. He was driving today. Kind of.
But good.
Anyways, let's get started here. I just made a bale just now, so I need to kick it out, but we're underneath these power lines here, so you definitely don't want to touch those things.
I was just kind of explaining how rain is a bad thing for cotton. This cotton's been rained on twice since it's been defoliated, or just once?
Twice.
Yeah. No, and explain why that's bad.
What it does, it doesn't really change that much for me as picking it off the plant. What it does change is the grade of the color.
Oh.
And it also, the seed itself, since this is a safe seed variety, this seed will be used for planting for all across the United States. And what they don't want is the free fatty acids that are in the seed to be too high, because that indicates that it's going to be that it's gone through a partial germination in the plant itself. So.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I just learned something, but this is cotton, so I'm going to learn a lot about it. But wow, that's a lot of information. I wouldn't even think that would be an issue. Cutter, do you like picking cotton?
So hopefully it's not too loud in here, but so let's get started on this machine here. So this picker itself, so if we look at the units in front of me here, those are the picking units. I've got 6 different rows, and then we'll get out here in a minute and I'll show you what they look like. This technology up here has pretty much been the same since they've ever developed the spindle units. Then from here, we've changed up everything behind me. So the last, 5-6 years now, well, since they developed this type of round baling machine, and I think they came out with this in early 2000s is when they actually started selling these machines. But little known fact is that the very first round bale cotton picker ever produced, the first round bale, was here in Arizona.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yep. So that was back in 1999 is when they first made their first bale here.
What farm was that on?
It was on the test farm up there in Aguila,
Okay.
Aguila, which is just a little bit west of Wickenburg. So, anyways, so behind me here, I don't know if you can see it here on the monitor right here.
Yeah.
But
Blinking.
right now we've got all these green things on. That's telling me that my hydraulics are turning. Everything's running right now. So if you look at my cameras over here,
Oh wow.
you can see that this is looking inside the chamber, kind of the side view of the picture. This is looking at the massive part right here that they call the accumulator. And that's accumulating on the cotton. So when that cotton is coming, this is the good way to point to it right here. Is that right here, the cotton's getting picked, and it's going up these black tubes, it's coming up in this accumulator, and then from here, once it fills up, then it's getting sucked out of the bottom here, and it starts making into the round bale here. And then from there, we kick it out and we hold it on this tailgate, and we just continue this process all day long.
If you're not steering, are we using GPS, or is it the rows that just hold the tires?
So we do have a GPS on this thing. That's what's making my yield monitor map right here, and that's showing me what our yield is in these current locations we're at. But we're actually using the guidance off the row. There's a row guidance part that we use off this thing. That works the best. The GPS doesn't really guide that true to the row, so it's easier just to use a row guidance.
I didn't know that was a thing. Row
Yeah.
guidance.
And when it doesn't work, I mean, you're basically just staring at cotton all day long. And
Yes. Getting dizzy.
yeah, it just makes everything so much harder for you to do all day long. But anyways, so yeah, we've been making this bale here. We're aiming for a 94-inch bale. That's 94 inches in
Okay,
diameter.
I didn't know that. I just figured you went by weight.
6, 7, 8, 9.
I'm sorry. He's counting his rows so he can be efficient.
I gotta count. I only need anybody to work for me who can count to 6.
Count to 6.
And apparently nobody else can do that except for me, so I'm the only driver who can do this.
Who else runs this with you?
Just me.
Just
well,
you?
Well, I have one more person that helps me out. But he lives at a different area, and when the machine is in that area, he runs it, and we can take turns doing that. But it's been mostly me this year.
How many acres have you picked so far this 2022?
This year I think I've done about 1,500 acres so far.
Oh, wow.
And this season I plan on picking around 23 to 2,400 acres total.
Is that a lot for you personally, or?
Yeah, 2,400 acres for one machine is a lot of acres. When we get into good yields, like, fairly good yields, 3 bales, 4 bales, 5 bales, it really slows me down. My average right now, I'm doing about 10 acres an hour, which is about as fast as I can go. When we start getting to heavier loads, it'll go down to, 6 to 4 acres per hour.
Okay. What do you think this field is bales per acre?
We're averaging about 3 bales right now. So you can see that the instant monitor right now is showing 1,700 pounds, 1,900 pounds, 1,500 pounds, but our average is coming up because the one side of the field is real sandy, so it's not yielding as great.
I was explaining that our climate allows us to make higher yields. Is that what are some of the yields you see here?
We produce the best, finest quality upland cotton, short staple, actually long staple too. But if you hear those terms,
See, I'll have to explain what those are.
so short staple cotton is what we're picking right here. It's standard cotton, I guess you'd call it. This cotton here, what we make in Arizona, is really high quality. So this will be made into fine linens and sheets and towels, stuff that the real smooth stuff that you feel for cotton. If you hear of long staple cotton, which is also known as Pima cotton or Egyptian cotton, Egyptian cotton is just the kind of a brand name for Pima cotton. Pima cotton is the I don't know what you call it, the real term of the long staple.
Okay, I didn't know that.
So the longer the fiber, the thinner you can get it in the piece of yarn, and the more yarns you can sew into a square inch.
Okay.
So when you look at high count, say for example sheets, 1,200 count sheets, that's talking about how many counts there is per square inch. So.
Well, anyway, so back to our yields.
Yeah, so the yields here in Arizona, this year's been excellent. We've had kind of a mild summer, not so hot. We've had some timely rains. There's been one field we picked this year that was 6.4 bales average. And so if you're looking at in poundages, you're talking well over 3,000 pounds of lint. That's not including the seed weights. So that's a lot of cotton.
earlier I think I said it might even get close to 7 bales, but see, that's just how little I know about the cotton world. I just know we have good yields and our quality's good, but that answers your question. I mean, you got it from the guy that sits in the picker. So
yeah, we can produce 7 bales here. I have been in some areas that is showing closer to 8 bales.
Oh wow!
But not consistently across the whole field. So
yeah,
that's a different story. But we have grown. We do a lot of testing on our farm, especially with new varieties. So we get these new varieties that are tested before anybody else sees them in the whole country. And these tests are kind of replicated across the whole
Can we
United
talk
States.
about these tests right now? Are we able to do that?
Yeah, we can do that. So we just finished up a test over there, and this test is replicated across the United States, and we evaluate these things. We kind of test them whether they work here in Arizona, or if they work great in the Mid-South or in the West Texas part. So we do that every year, and we kind of pick and choose which ones we like, and then we evaluate it. We kind of pick which one works the best across the United States. So
You full already?
yep. So
you didn't drop one just now.
No, we
Oh, so
didn't.
you'll carry one with us for a while.
So we're picking good cotton right now. My accumulator's full. We've made a bale. We got to get it wrapped. You can see we just kicked it out right now, and that's that yellow piece right there.
Oh,
So we had to slow down just a little bit because we're just making too much cotton.
stuff's happening. Yeah.
So, anyways, back to my the test yields. We had a variety one year. It was back in 2000, I think 13 is when we grew it. But it actually did in the test at 7.3 bales.
Wow.
It was considered at the time one of the. Oh man, I plugged up.
What just happened?
Cutter.
Holy smokes! He plugged up and wiped out all that perfectly good cotton.
All right.
So now what do we do?
This is a story of my life. So this is what I get to do. I don't know, maybe 50 times a day.
We didn't plan this. This drama was not created for the video. This just happened.
Now,
right?
normally I say a lot of bad words, but not today.
Oh well. Oh, sorry. Did I open that too soon?
Well, I don't say bad words, do I?
I've never heard. He told me he doesn't drink during cotton season either. Which? One-handed. Hold on. Don't kill me. You don't want to jump off a picker into a field. You get a cotton stalk in your crotch. What good timing. Sorry, buddy. Just. Gosh, you're so strong. Feel those muscles. Wow. Just muscles everywhere.
I don't know. We must have hit a rock or something. Dragging it up here. Yeah, I guess it's a good time to look at this plant, but you can see, we plant on a hill drop, so a lot of these plants are pretty close together, but kind of like this is in the ground, that's the taproot right there, but you can kind of see how they grow. Now they normally will have these big long branches like this. There's going to be either a bowl here, there was one there, but it nipped off. There should have been one every node here, or every little leaf here that comes across, but they got a fruiting branch, and one off this side, another one off this side, and it kind of does that self to balance itself out. But yeah, I don't know why they did that. So, story of my life.
You want to eat it? Eat it for the camera. Oh, gross! Cutter, so gross. This is fine. You gotta. Oh, I thought that was a rock.
Yeah, no, we'll just leave this alone. It'll chew through there, no problem. So, yeah, we. I guess the biggest thing, and that song by Alabama, "Walking in High Cotton," whatever that song is.
Yeah.
Anyways,
yes.
We don't like high cotton. High cotton is actually bad in our world because if the plant grows super tall like this, what it really does, it's a tropical plant. It just wants to keep growing. So if it does that, it doesn't produce any fruit when it does it. It just puts all the energy into growing. So what we try to do is either select varieties that don't grow so tall that are actually fruitable, or we actually can we can change it throughout the year, whether through fertilizers, irrigation management, or growth regulators. We can put it on there, and that keeps it kind of knocked down. This is actually a really good height, because what we're looking for, a plant to go through this set of spindles in here. So
to fit that, yeah.
you know, if you get too tall of a plant, it's got to bend over and go through this machine here. So there's just a lot of factors we've got to do to prepare this plant for picking. You know, and we start this process back in March, and here we are in December.
Yeah.
So it's a long year for us.